All right, good morning. So we're actually going to kick off from here. So definitely as a trader, I hope you all can hear me. If you can hear me, please just drop a thumbs up so that I can know so that we can move forward. I need a confirmation that someone can hear me. Can you all hear me, please? Can anyone hear me at all? You could drop a chat. Okay, good. So at least I know that I'm audible and I'm not actually. So please, if you cannot hear me, try to um check your settings on your phone so that we can actually move on now. So first thing first, as a trader, or just like I would like to call my clients investors, I always say that you cannot come to the market with a trader mindset. You're here to make money. So you also have to think like an investor. We actually know that one very important place to start when it comes to trading is to know your fundamentals for today, because you do not want to be on the market and be caught unaware of something you should actually know. So it is not a very good risk to take. So we're actually going to look at what has actually happened in the market over the week. That is, I think I'd like, because some very interesting things happened in the market this week. So okay. So let's take it from Monday. Yes, we're going to take it from Monday now. And we actually saw some really interesting news. That is, oh, sorry, the date is not correct. Let me quickly, okay, yes. Good. We actually saw, some monetary policy come into play this particular week, and we saw that starting on Monday from the JPY. We actually saw the bank governor actually speak. We also went further, in Tuesday, we actually saw the AUD too. Like you already know that one thing that would actually make what makes a currency strong is based on this monetary policies. Like you need to be aware of what is happening within a um particular zone, what is going on with their monetary policies for you to be able to take really good advantage of your currencies. So if you're a currency trader, you do not want to be ignorant, or you do not want to be unaware of what is going on with the instrument or the currency that you trade. So you can see that, as much as I know we all like to enjoy trading the USD, that is fundamentals from the USD, we also have some really good fundamentals here coming from our JPY, AUD, and on Wednesday we saw Great Britain pound. We also saw their governor speaking, their bank governor speaking, telling us one or two things. And that very day, we also saw from the USD zone, which is the Fed Chair Powell. And yesterday we also had the CPI from the CNY, and we also had unemployment claims from the USD as well. Now, this particular news that I actually just read out are news that we also saw from Fed Chair Powell yesterday by 8 p.m. This is news that have affected the market already. That is from Monday to Tuesday. And definitely we're going to also talk about how all of this news have actually, come into play when it comes to trading the market. Now, today, which is the present, we need to look out for what we have. So definitely by 8 a.m. this morning, we saw the Great Britain pound have their GDP. And you know that when you talk about GDP, you're talking about their growth development. You're talking about, okay, in this particular time, how good have this how good have this currency, or how good have this economy been able to stand? And you can see that coming out from your actual, they had a 0.2%, which actually was growth compared to last month where they had 0.1. So it tells us one thing about the Great Britain pound, that the economy is actually, striving even in the midst of this inflation and war going on. So we could say that that is actually a good one from the GDP. Now, coming down this afternoon, I mean, if you trade the CNY zone, you should look out for new loans. This is not a time to just focus only on your high impact news. These days, medium impacts are actually doing so well. And they're actually moving the markets really good. And now, if you also see from the GBP, you saw their prelim GDP, you could see everything came out positive, which is actually a good one for them. And then looking at, you can see by 1:30 p.m. today, a medium impact news from the ECB President Lagarde speak. I mean, since Monday, we've had, bank governors from over 5 of the major economies that we have in the world come out to say something. If you're a currency trader, you know that something good or something is about to happen in the currencies, telling you that these people are not just seated, but they are making moves and how they want to be able to make their currencies valuable, in this particular time. It's just unfortunate that we are not doing that here in Nigeria. We are just trying to catch up with the dollar or, whatever is going on. And then by 4 p.m. today, we're going to be having the consumer sentiment. You know that this is a very important, one thing about sentiments is sometimes it drives really, really, strong motives. That is, this is where the United States would be trying to let us know how confident they are when it actually comes to their currency, how confident or they are when it comes to what their government is doing. So we're going to be seeing that this evening by 4 p.m. So please pay attention to it. Definitely, if wherever you trade, if you're not trading currency, you should also know that anything from the USD zone, the market is quoted in dollars. So definitely you'd literally be seeing a little bit of movement. So you do not want to be unaware at this particular time. So now let's go back to our charts this morning, and we actually saw rise yesterday when it came to the USD. Now, yesterday we had the governor of the United States Bank. Yes, come out for Jerome Powell came out yesterday. And it actually if you notice for the past 2 months, they have not been increasing interest rates. They've been keeping it on pause. And then, we're also expecting them to come tell us that, are you guys still increasing interest rates? Because they actually told us to expect it 2 times before the end of the year, and they've done it once. So now, what we were expecting to hear from them, this is November, December, the year is almost over. So definitely you have to tell us at what particular month do you want to increase your interest rate. But it seems that particular news, he was able to come out and tell us they didn't literally give us exactly when they would be releasing, but he actually underplayed it that everything was fine, definitely. So that was a hawkish stance, and we could see that particular movement in the US dollars. That was yesterday by 8 p.m. Yes, and we can see that the market is, consolidating around this part. Now, the fall that we also saw in the dollar yesterday, that was from the unemployment claims. When you talk about unemployment claims, it's actually talking about how many people are very much unemployed in the economy. And definitely, if you have a certain amount of people that are unemployed, it tells you that your economy is not good. So definitely, one thing that, was able to show how things are really not as great as they seem to be, or how the US make it seem, is because they have over 10 billion in credit card debt. Now, you know that one way that the American life is made easy is by using a credit card. That is, you don't have money, but you can purchase something, and definitely, it's more like, so definitely you are able to get as much as you want as long as, you're going to pay back. But now a lot of people cannot pay back. And if you cannot pay back a loan, it means you don't have the money to, which would literally relate to is either you do not have the job, or the job is not as great as what we all the kind of money we need. So definitely it came out. Definitely, if you looked at your Forex Factory yesterday, you'd see that at the time the news came out, it was reversed in the sense that some changes were made. That is why we did not see that crazy fall. Normally, if the news had come out negative, we would have seen maybe more falls than we actually saw. But they were able to reverse the news. We already know how the US dollar plays in the market. They were able to reverse the news, and we saw the news came out neutral, and we saw a bit of, a little bit of sentiment, but still, I would have said things are not good for the US dollar. But then Fed came out yesterday to say, you know what, everything is great, which also gave a pushback or a push up on the USD. So definitely, if I'm going to take a buy for this instrument this morning, I would take a buy somewhere just above my 50.0 retracement. Yes, let's say somewhere around 105.885, and then I will take my profit respecting the candles here. Why? Let's not forget that we still have an impact news today. So we might just be looking for a reason. This market might be looking for a reason to go further up or further down. So you don't forget that once it comes to fundamentals and the markets are not so maybe great movements, it doesn't mean that nothing is happening. Market is still moving. This is where your capital comes in. I would always say when it comes to making moves like this, you want to have good capitals that would actually help you. So even on a little amount of PEEP that you're able to take, if you're able to go in with really good amounts, then
we can't see your chart, so we can't see your chart. I've been telling you.
Okay. Sorry, let me quickly check my. Okay, please, can you see my screen?
Yes, now we can see it now.
Okay, I'm sorry about
Thank you.
that. So I was actually speaking about this buy here. So I was actually speaking about this buy here. That was because of Fed Jerome Powell came out yesterday and actually gave a hawkish stance when it comes to concerning the news, that is increasing interest rates. So like I said, if I'm going to take a buy, I'll take a buy just above this candle here. You can see that my fib right here is actually 7 as a resistance, and you can also see that price has been able to respect this particular area right here. It's been able to respect this particular area. Also not forgetting that right now we need a news is actually going to be out by, so I think 1:30 and 4 p.m. So the market is waiting for some kind of, pressure to actually make this market move further up or further down. So you want to be very safe, but like I said earlier, once it comes to fundamentals, once the news is expecting, it doesn't mean that the market is not moving, but you need some really good capital for you to be able to scalp it. Because right now you are taking advantage of short pips. So on a very good lot size, you are able to make something very interesting. So I'll take a buy when price is above here, my 50.0, and take my take profits right here. So buy for my USD IDX would be at 105.885 and take my profit at 106.024. However, if the market does a retracement before the news, I want to play safe on this sell, because you could see that a resistance is right here also. So definitely take a sell at 105.624 and then follow it to my 38.2. Like I said, little pips, good lot size, and really good money. So now looking at Euro USD this morning. Looking at my Euro USD this morning, we can see that these are like two major players, but one is actually more fierce than the other. Now, one thing about the Euro USD is I think it pays more respect to the USD, because we already know that the USD is a very major economy when it comes to this market, and I think the rest of the market just tries to pay respect to whatever the dollar is doing. So at this point in time, you know that you want to always know what your dollar is doing before you actually trade instruments like this. However, the Eurozone have not been doing bad for themselves lately. They've not been doing bad for themselves. They've been trying to keep a steady interest rate. However, the dollar is very aggressive. And once you're dealing with the dollar, sometimes you either just have to let them win or you actually play the game with them. So definitely expecting news from the dollar today. You can already see that on my 1 hour time frame, the market is already anticipating, but it doesn't mean that money would not be made. So quick buy on the highest candle of today and take your profit, just say right here, and then a sell below the lowest candle of today. That's after it has broken the verified support. I don't think we would see that movement maybe till after the news is out, but definitely it's a verified support, and price have not been able to break there for a couple of hours. So definitely we'll take a very safe sell. Don't forget, don't say that, okay, because this week has happened now, that is maybe this week is now in the verified support, that price has broken it. No, as long as the body of the candle
The
is
number
still
is
up,
not showing.
as long as the body of the candle as long as the body of the candle is still above the support. And one thing you need to understand is that when you talk about support or resistance, they are not lines, they are regions. So that is why it's not always, as easy as we think for a candle to break it. So right now, for the candle to be able to break it, something needs to move the market. So as long as the body of the candle is still above this particular region, we know that it has not broken the support. But once it is able to break below the support, then we can actually say. So we'll pay respects to this particular candle week and take a sell at 1.06534 and take profit. We'll take a take profit right. I want to move this take profit up. Okay. So that's it somewhere here. Yes, don't forget that we have a news that we have by 1:30 and by 4 p.m. So there, I want to also take a look at, yes, the USD JPY. Good. I love this particular currency for some reason, but it's something I really like. One thing about the JPY is that while we are all running helter-skelter, shouting about hiking price, hiking this, hiking that, there are one economy right now that they are actually complaining of things are actually too low. They're actually suffering deflation when the world is actually so. And you don't see them. One thing about this market, that's why this USD JPY is that it's always on a particular type of trend. You either see it going up or you see it coming down. You'd hardly see it in a range, except maybe, a fundamental day, because, they don't really, I don't think the United States bothered them as much as it bothers, so the dollar might be doing so great. And while other currencies are trying to fight, like we have to be at pair with the dollar, you see the USD JPY just chilled. Like, what are these people even doing? So, looking at the JPY this morning, don't forget that earlier this week, we actually had a news coming from the bank governor, which, he also came out with a dovish stance saying that we don't see a need to increase interest rates. Everything seems fine. So, we're not going to be increasing interest rates aggressively, like almost what our economies are doing now, because they already know one thing: the more you increase interest rates, the more money is being mobbed from circulation, and the easier it is for you to, roll yourself into recession. So you could see that one thing that price has respected so much this morning, if you look at my chart, is my fib levels. So I want us to respect it and, take my buy once price breaks in this particular direction. You could see that for this particular day, this is for today. market has not been able to leave this particular area. So it is not because I'm seeing a green candle now, I'll jump into a green. Yes, the market would still buy, but you want to be safe. Don't forget to always, pay attention to your support, to your risk and reward. Always ask yourself that question, especially when you want to set your stop loss. If this thing should come down, would I be losing more than what I would be earning? So always pay attention to your risk and reward. So when price gets to 151.4, 0.456, I'll take my buy and follow it up to here. I actually don't think markets will do that so much. So normally if I really would do this myself, that is for risk takers, I could easily enter a sell limit at this point that prices and follow it to where this particular candle is. Don't forget, if please you do not have really good capital to do that, please do not risk it. Please, I would follow it to this particular end of the candle where my lowest candle is. That means because I see USD JPY ranging in this particular direction till maybe 130. And then if I still want to trade this, but I really do not have the capital, I will just enter my sell somewhere below here as well, because you don't want to get triggered and then go back up. So definitely when price leaves this particular region, just somewhere lower, here, I could just take my further sell and follow it back to this particular area. But for me, I think we would still see markets do a little bit of retracement and then back up. Like I said, it's an expecting market. So let's look at gold. So yesterday, if you were actually on this gold with me, you would see that for some reason, exactly the same period where the dollar started to lose a little bit of, strength based on the unemployment claims that came out, we saw gold do some massive gains yesterday. We saw gold do some massive gains. This was somewhere around, was it 3 p.m. or yes, somewhere around that area. So we saw gold do some really massive gain yesterday. But I don't know if you guys have been looking at this market though, but for a couple of months whereby, the market is trying to change its dynamic, I've been noticing that every time we have a high impact news coming from the dollar, no matter the gain that gold has made, it always does a retracement. Like if you have a news coming out maybe somewhere today for the US dollar, you'd see the gold make maybe some really good retracement on a sell. You get to see it sell. Then maybe after that you see it buy. And my thoughts on this is just based on the fact that investors are not looking at holding a particular investment for too long, because the market is very good. So definitely they are looking for the best things to put. So if gold is going to do it for me this morning, I can put my money in gold, make my profits, pull out my money and go to something else. That's why there's a lot of volatility in the market. Don't forget, it's the end of the year. And investors are looking to closing the year with a bang. That is why I always tell you, don't think of yourself as a trader. Yes, we're all traders, we call ourselves traders, but for you to be able to, connect with the market, you need to see yourself as an investor. I have 100,000 naira. What am I investing in? Is it currencies? You think like you're part of the table because you are part of the table. As little as your contribution is to the market, you are part of the big table. So you always need to know, it's like you have to think a step further. If you had so much money to put on an instrument right now, based on what is happening on that instrument. Some of us don't like to read. We don't like to know what's happening with our instruments. All we want to know is whether it is going to buy or sell. Honestly, as much as we can tell you whether it's going to buy or sell, what makes you take opportunity of this market and make it big is when you are able to understand what you're trading. So if you don't really know what you are trading, it's just like some people don't know why their market is buying. They don't know why their market is selling because maybe they tried it the first time and markets went their way, of course. But trust me, a time will come that knowledge is going to play really, really major factors for you. And you need to understand. That is why you don't have to be a jack of all trades. Just pick the instruments that you really want to focus on and then just focus on it. And you can always get to enjoy others. Nobody is saying stay on one trade on one, but for you to be able to move into another one, try to understand what is actually moving there. So right now, investors they want to diversify with the AIs, the US 100. They want to go into the tech. They want to do gold. They also want to double in the dollar, but they are not really sure. All of these things is happening. So for me this morning, you could see that my 3-period moving averages are serving as a resistance from my 14 to my 50 and to my 21. And if you're able to just look a little bit closer, let me zoom in.
Yeah.
Please let's try to turn off our mics, put ourselves on mute. Thank you very much. All right. So if you look very closely, you would see that something interesting is happening here. I'm sure maybe some of us don't really know much of our moving averages, but you can always contact your account officer for that. You'd see that my lower period moving average right here, which is my 21 period moving average, is actually coming to cross my 50 period moving average. And if you use your moving average as well, you know that that is called a dead cross. It has just formed a dead cross. And if you don't know what a dead cross is on your moving average, it is signifying a bullish a bearish trend. So for definitely, I would wait for this candle to close to confirm that particular this particular death cross has been formed here, and then I would follow the sell all the way to my verified resistance. If you've been trading gold very much, you know that gold is very volatile. Gold is very, very volatile at the moment. So definitely once this particular candle closes red, that is, it closes on the sell after the next hour, I will take that as a confirmation for this death cross that has actually been formed here, and then I would follow the rest to my verified support. And if you want to take an alternative, which I do not see happening this morning, maybe till when the news is out by 1:30, we will just take a buy above here. Or rather still, once it gets to your verified support, once it doesn't break your verified support, you take a buy and you follow it depending on the indicator that you're going to be using, and don't forget, you have a news by 1:30. So you are not staying in the market for the rest of the day. So you need to know when to be in and when to be out. Then now let's take a look at oil. Oil has been doing some really, really, really good, interesting movements. Don't forget that for you to be a trader of oil, you need to actually have volume. You need to have volume because this is a very reactive instrument. This is an instrument that you might have done your analysis and it's telling you will buy, but something happens in the market and a sell is happening. So the only thing you would need is volume to be able to sit on the trade when those reactions happen. And I'm telling you that if you have just the right amount size to trade your oil is actually one of the most profitable in the market, especially at this point in time. So at this point in time, you do not want to sit on your oil with 100,000 naira. That is too risky for that. I would tell you it's too risky. Use a very good account size to trade your oil, because 1 minute you'd see your oil doing what you want, the next minute you wouldn't. So definitely this week in oil, what we've been able to see, if you see that, yes, we're having some spikes in oil. Yes, what was happening? Oil was becoming, the demand was much, but the supply was less. And we actually started to see that upward movement in oil. But this week, it changed. We actually saw that oil was in excess and people were not demanding from oil. From two of our biggest world economies, the US and China. These are our two biggest consumers of oil. But however, even if the US are actually going into winter, their supply or their demand for oil is not as much, and this is because the winter is actually crazy. So definitely, right now you see people cannot even walk out of their home. So that also limited, people who need to drive, people who needed maybe um fuel to power their industries, because some people right now, some workers in the US right now are home. They are all working from home, and that is because of how slippery it is outside. So definitely you go outside, ice has covered everywhere, you fall. So right now it is the winter is, even if yes, they need oil to, power their homes, but definitely it has reduced the amount of things that they actually need oil for. So that is why we actually saw the fall in oil. And even China right now, let's not forget, somewhere last month, we saw them stocking on Russia cheap oil, because nobody else, or no, not a lot of countries are buying from Russia. So right now they are selling cheap oil. However, their demand has also reduced. So right now we have excess of oil and nobody is taking it. And that is where we saw the fall right here. And we're still seeing oil trying to, pick up. So definitely one particular, I don't want to use the word organization, but that actually controls the prices of oil is OPEC. And on a normal day, they'll be able to tell us how high or how low they would like to make oil. However, at this point in time, we have a lot of things coming up, like the war, we have Hamas, we have Russia, we have Israel, we have, so definitely right now, oil is actually very volatile. So you do not want to not have a good particular account on this one. So right now I have my 21 period moving average and also my 14 period moving average. You'd see that oil has been able to respect this particular trend line for a moment in time. So definitely for me to be safe, I don't like going in on instant trades on oil, because you are thinking you know what you then oil will now come and change everything. But once it's able to break here, I will take a buy and follow it down to my weak resistance. And if it's able to break below, okay, the price 80.70, I'll take my buy at price 80.70 for oil, and I'll take my profit at 81.26, 81.26, a buy at 80.75, and take profit at 81.26. However, I can go in for a sell when price breaks this particular moving average, which is my 14 moving average, and follow it down to this particular line. You can see that for days now, price has not been able to break this particular line. So I would want to be out of the market or sell. And then once it's able to break the line, then we can follow it down to the 0.0 fib level. Okay, take my sell at 80.21. I take my price at 80.21 and take my take profit 79.83. Don't forget, like I said, the United States fundamentals as well also affects the market. So it also affects oil as a market. So you want to always remember that you have a news today by 1:30 and by 4. So definitely, like I said, short peeps, but good lot sizes and some really good amount of money would be made. All right then. So I hope we understood everything that I said. Definitely my colleague will be coming on to take the rest. And like I said, I'm sure most of you, my name is Anita. So definitely don't forget your fundamentals. Don't forget your fundamentals. Remember your account size. Pay respect to your account size. Don't go in with too much lot size if you do not have the money, and do not risk. Remember, always consider your risk to reward ratio every time. All right, then. Have a lovely morning.
All right. Thank you very much, Anita. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you one more time for joining in. My name is Valentine. I'll be taking it over from here, and we're taking for the rest of the session. One more time, thank you for joining. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Please drop your chats in the chat box. All right then. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to go straight into DE30 for us this morning. Now we all understand. I remember that DE30 is basically the top 30 German companies. Now, actually, top 40 are now. DAX 40 is also called DAX 40, is also called DE30 and DAX 30. Any of them is the name for DE30. Now, for you to be able to trade DE30, you need to have good volume in your trading account. Please remember to apply proper risk management rules. Do not overexpose your accounts. Let's not be greedy. Take what you can and leave the market. You can't make everything in one day. You shouldn't attempt to make everything in one day. All right, so for D30 this morning, I'm using my special strategy, the EMA cross strategy, desk cross and good cross, specific moving average properties, and also combined with the RSI. To learn this strategy, please contact the account manager to know how you can get it. The strategy actually gives you signals for when you take a buy or a sell, and you can see this happened here, this happened here, the signal here. So it makes it easier for you so you can make good money for yourselves. The signal here and see what it did all the way up. So yes, to learn and get the strategies, please speak to your account manager. Okay, so for D30 this morning, we can see that the RSI is gradually conforming to my speculations for this month for a buy. We can see that the market has actually bounced off this region, has bounced off this region, all right, this support region, and starts to go all the way up. Yeah, after bouncing off the resistance, came back down to this support, and it's looking like it's going to be doing that again. All right. So, however, the EMA cross strategy, the EMA cross strategy. Now, remember, I did 30. It's going to be opening by 9 a.m. Used to be 8 a.m., but because of daylight savings, now 1 hour ahead, so it's going to be opening by 8 rather 9 a.m. Okay, so we want to look out for that. However, for this morning, so let's take out entry positions. Normally, I would have given you an instant sell, However, because we are trying to be patient for the opening period. Okay, yes, you can say, okay, it's small and all that, but as I always say, good lot size, good volume, minimal pips equals to good money. So let's look at it on 15 minutes time frame. You can see that it's clearly set on 15 minutes time frame. All right. So also feel free to look at the entry positions here. You don't have to wait for me to start calling them. But of course, I'm going to call them out to you. So for our buy positions, let's go in once price able to break above 15356.6, 15356.6, 15356.6, all the way up to the region of 15393.7, 15393.7, 15393.7. So you can buy between those regions and take your profit just before the verified resistance. Even if you come to the 15 minutes time frame, you can have a clear picture. My golden cross has been activated here. All right, so it's most likely going to push upwards. However, we do not actually sure about the opening session and how the market will spike either down or high. So we want to actually be careful and wait for that big push by the market. All right, for our sell positions, let's go in once price is able to break the verified support on the 15 minutes time frame on at price level 15287.5, 15287.5, 15287.5, all the way down to 15265.9, 15265.9, 15265.9. Okay, so that is DE30. DE30. So let's go now to US 2000. Now, please mind you, this is indices are giving the analysis for are quite expensive to trade. You need good volume. Try and become a VIP client. Try and see how you can ensure that you have at least 500,000 in your trading account to be able to conveniently take these trades and in order to also hold drawdown. So also ensure that you're trading with proper risk management rules. Not be greedy. Once you're in good profits, you can take your money and go. All right. So now D30, remember, it's very, very expensive to trade, so you want to be very careful. So let's move straight out to US 2000. US 2000 is another very expensive instrument to trade, so you actually have to be very, very careful when trading this instrument. Very careful when trading this instrument, as it can be very volatile and very, very expensive as well. So we are going to start off with the day traders. Let's look at it on in that for our swing traders, investment traders, the big boys in the house, those people who want to just dump a certain amount of money and then let it run. So please, if you are going to be swing trading on US 2000, ensure you have nothing less than 3 million naira in your trading account to be able to actually enjoy this market. So that, remember, you need good volume to actually swing trade as well. So on the daily time frame, you can see that price is actually looking on like a downward movement. However, my EMA cross strategy has actually indicated for a sell. However, it's been supported at this region. All right. So I'm going to say, let's go in. Let's wait it out. We need to actually wait it out for this to actually happen. So you can see that price is actually pushing it up here. So you have some parameters that needs to be met actually before you can go in for either a buy or a sell when it comes to this EMA moving strategy. So let us, for me, basically, I'm going to say this market is most likely going to come up for a buy. Okay, remember, once price is bouncing off a support, it's most likely going to buy from there, especially when we have a proven support at this time. So let's go in for a buy. If you're a swing trader, I repeat, if you are a swing trader, if you have good funds in your account, you can go in once price is able to bounce off this point here and come back up. You can see that it has done that previously in the past, here, 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 and it's most likely looking like doing the same thing again. Okay. So let's go in once price is able to break above this region. Can everybody hear me, please? Okay, everybody can hear me then. So, all right, thank you. All right, so once you're swing trading, we can go in once price able to break above this region. Remember, the moving averages also act as dynamic support and resistance as well. So we are looking at this market bouncing off this region again. All right, bouncing off this region again and come back all the way up here. So, however, I want to be careful and hold on for it. So let's go in for at price level 1740.8. And I'll take profit region at price level 1805.0. Again, 1740.8, price level 1805.0. Those are your buy entries. Yes, I'm not giving a sell for this, remember, because I am expecting price to bounce off here. We can see, how do I know that price has been strong in this region? Every time it has gotten here, it has actually bounced off all the way since last year, right? In fact, 2021. So the last time price broke there was 2021. See, this is it, 2021. That was the last time price has been testing there, and it has not broken that region since then. So it's most likely going to bounce off it again because that is a very, very strong support region. Okay. All right, Mr. Chooks, to get this indicator, please speak to your account manager and you'll be directed on how to actually get it. All right. So now let's go down to our daily time frame for intraday traders. Let's see what the market is doing on the daily time frame, and let's see how we can actually go ahead to make money right about now. So we can see that price is actually oversold and it's most likely going to do a bit of retracement, which is what it's doing here. So always look out for the oversold regions. All right, it's looking like it's already doing the retracement. However, price looks like it's on a downward trend. It's on a downward trend. So it's most likely going to do a retracement. All right, so it's going to do retracement up to this region and most likely start coming back down. Okay, so for me, I'm going to say we are going to sell this market too. Don't get me wrong. We are going to sell this market, but see what we are going to do, right? So we are going to do. Okay, so we are going to do. We are going to sell here. Why are we selling? Because I want us to make as much money as we can in this market. Because the downward trend, if you notice, it's doing lower lows and lower highs. This. So it's most likely coming back to do another one here before it goes down. So if you look at these areas, let me see. Most likely trying to do this again. So it's most likely going to come up to this region, bounce off, and then start going downwards. So even if you draw your trend channel, so it's most likely going to come up here again and then retest this turncoat resistance before it starts going back down. So let's go in for our sell once price, because if you buy here, you might not make enough money, you understand? So I want us to sell from this region down all the way here. So let me change the color of this. Okay. So between price levels 1703.6 and 1711.6. 1703.6 and 1711.6. Those are your sell regions. I repeat, those are your sell regions. You can sell from these regions downwards. You can start selling from these regions downwards. All right. And your profit zone, reward zone. So once price gets into this region, you can start taking your profits. Right? You can start taking your profit. Now, you do not have to wait for price to get to the end of the squared region. Just feel free to take your profit. If you use good enough lot size and have good volume in your trading account, you can actually get it. All right. So the EMA cross strategy, that is the name of the strategy. So for our take profits regions, your reward zones between 1695.9, 1695.9, and 1688.1. Those are your regions for your take profits, for your reward. You can start taking your profits once price is able to get into those regions. So you sell from the top downwards. Okay. Once it gets to this top, you can sell. Now you have to also be careful. So I'll just say once price is able to, if price comes up and doesn't retrace and breaks this level, you can consider that as your stop loss. All right, you can consider this level as your stop loss. That's 1711.6. That's that level as your stop loss. As if it breaks above it, not exactly on it. If it breaks above it, if it breaks above this resistance region, you can consider that as your stop loss. But most likely it's going to come this region, bounce off it, and come here. So imagine if you're able to take from the top here all the way down into here, you'll be in very, very good profit. Okay, so let's go now for our scalpers. Our scalpers in the house. We have scalpers in the house. Let me hear you. Let me see. Let's make some noise. Let's drop our charts. Are we there? So nobody's scalping. Asaba James. Okay. Let me see. Lovely. Mr. Happy, I see you. Great. So let's go straight to the 5 minutes time frame. That's what we are going to do on this 5 minutes time frame. Now, because US 2000 is expensive, please, if you are going to be scalping on US 2000, you want to be very extremely careful. If you do not have good funds, please, I would like to advise you stay out of scalping US 2000, because when you are scalping, use bigger lot size to make money. Minimal pips, when you're scalping, minimal pips, good lot size, good volume equals to good money. So you want to be extremely careful when scalping, especially on US 2000. All right. So you want to be very, very careful when scalping, especially on US 2000. So if you come, let's look at this on the 15 minutes time frame and also on the 5 minutes time frame as well. So on the 5 minutes time frame, you can see that price has actually broken it, and it's actually looking like it's coming down. So let's look at it on the 15 minutes time frame as well. Also on the 5 minutes. Okay, let's go to the 1 minute time frame as well. So we can see price. Let's use 5 minutes, it's clearer. Good. So there seems to be a rejection at this region already. Seems to be a rejection at this region already. So let's look at it on 15 minutes time frame to get a clear cut direction. You can see that my moving average has actually indicated for a buy. You can see that it's already buying. However, we are also seeing that the RSI is showing that there might be a bit of a retracement. So that retracement we want to make money from. And we can see these rejection zones here. You can see these rejection zones here. So I'm going to mark this region. Okay, I'm going to mark these regions. It's going to be very quick. It's going to be very quick because I want us to trade this retracement once price gets to this price level here and starts coming back down. So there's a chance that price might not get all the way to this one could support. So I want us to do something very fast if we are going to be scalping. All right, we can see some rejection zones in this region. Or see, it's already been tested as well. So let me zoom this in so that we can see it clearly. Now, once price is able to get into these regions, you can place quick sells because it's going to do a retracement. I want us to trade the retracement back down. All right. So 2 opportunities I'm going to be giving for our scalping positions. All right. Let me mark these regions. Okay. Okay. Let's mark these 2 regions. Once this RSI is able to get into this 70 region, a retracement, a minor retracement will happen, and it's most likely going to occur in this region. So once it gets into this region and you see that bearish candle, you can go in for yourselves. Now, if that is too confusing for you, let's be patient. Let's be patient and take our sell instead in this region. All right. I don't want us to, because it can be very technical when scalping. All right. It can be very technical when scalping. So if you want to learn more, yeah, so if you want to learn more about scalping, all right, you can follow my YouTube channel, subscribe, like, and share. I'm going to drop the link for you. Subscribe, like, and share. Watch the videos there, and any other video you like me to drop for you, please feel free to let me know in the comments. So that's my YouTube channel. You can follow that channel to watch general information about trading as well, and also learning how to scalp. All right. So you can follow that link to actually learn about how to scalp properly. Scalping with candlesticks, scalping with moving averages, scalping with support and resistance as well. So let's go in. Once price is able to break into this region, one for our sell here, 1695.9, 1692.4. Again, 1695.9 and 1692.4. Right? Because we're looking at it being on a downward trend, downward movement. 1695.9 and 1692.4. Okay, let's scalp all the way here. All right, so because it's already doing a retracement here, so it wants to do this retracement and then continue for a buy. So instead of taking the sell here right now, let's do a buy instead, because that's what we've missed that retracement. Actually, we've missed that retracement. So that's what it's doing. This candle is what I wanted us to actually trade. It's funny, yeah, but yes, you can make a lot of money on one single candle. So instead, let's go in for a buy for this region. All right, so let's go in at price level 1700.5 and 1703.7. Okay, this is for your buy. Again, I repeat, this is for your buy. Remember, I said I wanted us to sell from there, but we've already missed that sell for our scalper. So instead, we are going in for a buy once price is able to break into this region. Again, 1700.5, 1700.5, and 1703.7. Okay. So for our sell entry, instead, let's go in for 1695.9, 1695.9, and 1692.4. 1692.4. Okay, 1692.4. So I believe we've gotten that for our scalpers in the house. Quick money, and you're good to go. So let's go out now to GBP JPY, GBP JPY, GBP JPY. Okay, so now we can see that on the early time frame, the price has actually bounced off this region. It has bounced off this region as well. Okay, and looks like it's going now upwards. And so let's wait for it to comfortably break above this region, because it looks like the European session might be happening in the next 1 minute. So we want to see how we can take advantage of the breakout. Let's see how it affects this for our buy. All right, and I'm going to mark this as well for our sell region. Once price is able to break below this weak support, because hey, it's the weak support, it will most likely not hold. Okay, so remember, you do not have to wait for take profits. When you're in good enough position, profits, you can take your money and go. Let me see how many pips this is going to be giving me. Good, 22 pips. All right, so let's go in for our buys on GBP JPY. Once price is able to break into 185.233, 185.233, and price level 185.470. GBP JPY. All right, and for our sell, price levels 184.759, 184.759, 184.759, and our entry take profit region 184.488. Again, 184.488. All right, sell regions again 184.759 and 184.488. Okay, so okay, so okay, so yes. So again, for the sell, 184.759, take profits 184.488, take profit region buy regions 185.233 and 185.470. So please, for the D30, the US 2000, if you don't have good volume in your accounts, please, you might want to avoid the 300K and above, 400K and above, 500K and above. You can actually get it. And also, yes, feel free to ask your account manager on how to get the currency MT4 currency meter, which shows the strength of the currency as well. You can see right now GBP is looking stronger than the JPY, so I'm looking for mostly the buy in this market. Okay, so with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining this morning's session of the Morning Market Review. We do this Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. rather 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. all right, also our virtual training classes Mondays and Tuesdays by 10 a.m. and Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays by 6 p.m. via Zoom. Okay, so feel free to also join our Rally Trade Telegram channel and our Rally Trade YouTube channel to always watch repeat sessions and also learn strategies as well. Also, if you want to learn about scalping and other educational content on trading as well, subscribe, like, and share my YouTube channel over here. I've already pasted it. Yeah, so if you want to get this indicator, I'm using my EMA cross strategy. Please speak to your account manager and they can tell you what you have to do to actually get it. Also, the currency strength meter as well. So we are having our Megaton conferences, around the country all through November and December. Okay, we successfully did the Warwick Megaton conference yesterday, and it was a huge success. Remember, you get a lot of freebies. So we are having Benin coming up, Port Harcourt, Abuja, Lagos, Akure, Ondo, Shogbo. So please feel free to speak to your account manager, learn how to be part of it so you can win a lot. There's a lot up for grabs, from mobile devices, smartphones, smartwatches, TVs, laptops, refrigerators, bags of rice, cash prizes, trading bonuses, a whole lot to be won. Yes, you can also become a Rally Trade partner, all right, and also earn in dollars. You can earn as much as $500 every month. Yes, I said it's up to $500 every month. So speak to your account manager, learn how to become an IB, come with your friends, come with your family. Let's talk about how to actually make money for yourself. Let's end the year on a high. All right. So thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, one more time for joining in. Remember, I'll see you again next week, Monday. Do have yourself a profitable and peaceful day. And also, please remember to apply proper risk management rules. Let's not be greedy. And also know that every analysis and signals given in this session is based on our own understanding and our own analysis. Future past profits do not always guarantee future profits as well. We do not control the market, and also ensure you actually trade cautiously. All right, so with that said, my name is Valentine. Do have yourself a very, very profitable and peaceful day ahead and a very, very fulfilling weekend.